Good afternoon. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan, and we start 13 News at noon today with breaking news just into the newsroom within the last half hour. We have now learned that Team Pinsky is firing 3 top members of its IndyCar racing staff. This move just days until the start of the Indy 500. These firings follow the big penalties that the team is now facing after illegal modifications were found on the cars of Indy 500 champs Joseph Newgarden and Will Power. One of the firings includes Tim Cindric. You can see him in these pictures and also in the video there in the black hat, the white shirt on the left side of the screen. He has been with Pinsky. He's in fact been Pinsky's right-hand man when it comes to competition for a very long time. Cindric joined Pinsky back in 1999. He oversaw the operations at NASCAR, IndyCar, and sports car racing in IMSA and the World Endurance Championship Series. It was this past January that we learned that he was stepping back as the overall leader of the organization, but staying as the president until that firing announced just today. Now, in addition to Cindric, Team Pinsky also firing 2 other people, IndyCar Managing Director Ron Ruwinski and IndyCar General Manager Kyle Moyer. Cindric and Ruwinski had already been suspended from this year's race. This is the 2nd consecutive year that those 2 were suspended for the 500. As we mentioned, these firings following those failed pre-qualifying tech inspections for the drivers Newgarden and Power. Neither allowed to qualify. Then on Monday, both drivers were told that they had to move back to the end of the grid starting on Sunday. Both crews and cars are facing penalties, which includes both teams fined $100,000. Pinsky then later saying in a statement that nothing is more important than the integrity of our sport and our race teams. A lot to unpack here, the context and everything. Jenny Runovich is working to learn more about these firings, what happens next for Team Pinsky, and what will happen on race day. We continue our coverage here on 13 News at 4 and also on WTHR platforms, including our mobile app. Other news now, the weather. It is a very big story because we had been saying we've got to get through Tuesday, but things are looking clear. And now there's this discussion.
Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight.
Discussion of a possibility of rain on race day.
Yeah, there's a chance.
There's a chance.
We're also 96 hours away.
Yes. Okay. Stay calm.
Yes.
Let's talk Pacers, blue and gold on the road in New York.
Well, I got my gear on.
I love
and
your
I feel
tie.
bad I didn't have my fever gear on yesterday, and I don't know if that's what caused them to lose the game. It wasn't, but let's go on. Let's show you the clouds that we have here in central Indiana. We have transitioned to the cool side of this weather system. If you've been outside, you know exactly what we're talking about. This was all expected. Blanket of gray over us. And what you see is what you get for today as well as tomorrow. And so that's going to be cool temperatures hovering around 60, and it will be showers. Now, they're going to be more numerous near and north of I-70. It has been showers most of your day in Montgomery County and Boone County, Hamilton County, and we've had occasional raindrops here in Indy. The farther south you go, the less chance you have of rain, but you're still going to have cloud cover here, and temperatures don't budge much at all. We should be in the mid-70s. We're obviously much cooler than we should be. I want to show you future track 13. We'll start this afternoon, and I'm going to let this thing go into tomorrow morning, and we'll get you into tomorrow afternoon. And notice, yeah, we're kind of stuck under the gray. However, this upper system will eventually move out, and it is going to allow for some sunshine as we go into Carb Day and to start race weekend. I'll have race weekend coming up in your latest timeline in your 7-day forecast.
All right, Sean, thanks. We will check back. We'll try to be patient. Other news now. This afternoon, we've learned that an Indiana man will go before a judge after being charged with a murder in a decades-old cold case. Now the victim's family has some answers, they say, that they have waited for 30 years. It was back in 2018 that a DNA tip to the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office helped investigators identify Tony Bledsoe's body, and it also led to an arrest. Thomas Anderson Jr. is now the man facing a murder charge in the case. Tony Bledsoe was a husband and a father father. 13 News obtained court documents of the investigation into his death, and those revealed that the police spoke with Anderson's nephew back in 2019. He said his uncle, Anderson, witnessed the murder, but that it was someone else who killed Bledsoe. Court documents say that Anderson was interviewed by police 3 separate times, including last summer. That's when Anderson told police his friend shot Bledsoe before stabbing him multiple times. The report goes on to say that Anderson told police he then hit Bledsoe with a bat before helping dispose of his body. The Hamilton County prosecutor and now Indiana State Police believe that the investigation is far from over in the case, and they do believe that there may be other suspects related that are still out there. Anderson, meantime, has an initial hearing. It's at 1:30 this afternoon. We'll be there and bring you an update on what happened in court today here on 13 News later at 4. Also today, we are learning more after 4 guns were found out at the Indianapolis International Airport. This discovery happened over the course of 5 days. TSA agents discovered the first gun last Thursday. Here's a picture of it, and this was a picture of a gun, rather, that was found yesterday. All 4 guns were loaded. In every case, police responded to the police TSA checkpoint, and they took that weapon. Last year, if you add it up, agents say they detected 78 guns at the airport. Passengers, keep in mind, are allowed to travel with firearms, but the gun must be in a locked, hardback case and in checked baggage. It also has to be declared at the airline check-in counter. It also must be unloaded, and it must be packed separately from the ammunition. The unofficial start of summer now less than a week away, and community leaders are really hoping that it's a good summer and that more crime doesn't come with it. They say the data so far shows that violent crime is trending down in Indianapolis. That is good news. But there are local initiatives like Young Men Incorporated that right now are really pushing to the pedal. They're not going to slow down their programs. They work hard to train boys ages 8 to 16. They use military-style discipline to keep them out of trouble and to help others do the same thing. This is a program that Malachi Walker started nearly 30 years ago, and he says over that time he has watched young troubled kids turn their lives around. He also says he thinks it's helped keep the crime rates low, something that he hopes will continue for the summer of 2025.